Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Craig Gabriel. On behalf of the International Tennis Federation and BNP Paribas, I would like to welcome you to the draw for the 2016 Davis Cup by BNP Paribas. Now, in 2015, 126 nations took part in the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, and it remains the world's biggest international team competition in sport on an annual basis, and it's celebrating its 116th year. Following last weekend's semi-finals, the 2015 World Group Final will see Belgium take on Great Britain in Ghent in November. Belgium overcame Argentina 3-2 this past weekend in Brussels, and Great Britain saw off Australia by the same score in Glasgow. Sorry, Steve. It was also an exciting weekend of playoff action with Croatia, Czech Republic, Germany, Italy, Japan, Poland, Switzerland, and the USA, all qualifying for the 2016 World Group. Today, we will conduct the draw for the 2016 World Group and for Asia-Oceania Zone Groups 1 and 2, America's Zone Group 1, and Europe-Africa Zone Group 1. The draws for America's Zone Group 2 and Europe-Africa Zone Group 2 will be held at the beginning of November after the remaining playoff ties in these regions. We have many distinguished guests among us this evening, and including the members of the Davis Cup Committee. So allow me to introduce these dignitaries to you. From Spain, the chairman, Juan Marguets. And the members of the committee from the United States, Katrina Adams. From Argentina, Armando Cervone. From Australia, Steve Healy. From Great Britain, Charles Tripp. And from Serbia, Slobodan Zivojinovic, better known as Bobo. All the committee members have an extensive knowledge of tennis administration as well as excellent on-court experience. Now, I would like to welcome the President of the International Tennis Federation, Francesco Riccibitti.
Thank you, Craig, and good evening, everybody. Let me add my welcome to this ceremony for the BNP Paribas Davis Cup 2016 draw here in Chile. We are very delighted to be in this country with great tradition in Davis Cup and in tennis, and I would thank again and again our great host, and in particular the President Jose Inspeter, and our board member Sergio Elias. Thank you for being here, but before going to the main job of tonight, the draw of the Davis Cup, we have a very important presentation to be made to some former player of the Chile Davis Cup team, and the Davis Cup Commitment Award.
As part of the centenary celebrations in 2013, the ITF launched the Davis Cup Commitment Award. The award has been given to Davis Cup players, past and present, who have shown a long-standing dedication to playing for their countries. Each player must have played at least 20 Davis Cup ties, and today we're able to present awards to 4 members of the Chilean Davis Cup team. Joining Francesco to make these presentations, please welcome the President of the Chilean Tennis Federation, Jose Hinspeter. Our first recipient holds the Chilean Davis Cup record for most ties and most years played. He contested 32 ties between 1964 and 1979 and had 34 victories in singles and doubles. I think he might be caught in traffic, unfortunately, but please applaud Patricio Conejo. We hope you'll get through the Santiago traffic and join us a little later. The next award winner teamed up with Patricio to reach the 1976 Davis Cup final here in Santiago. He played 28 ties between 1969 and 1983 with 31 victories. Please welcome Jaime Fiol. Now, I've just been given the signal that Patricio has made it. Patricio, please come up to accept your award. Sorry about the traffic.
Walk over.
The next award winner created history with Nicolas Massu at the 2004 Athens Olympics by becoming the first ever Chilean gold medalist in any sport. He played 23 Davis Cup ties between 1998 and 2011 with 31 victories. Please welcome Fernando Gonzalez. And our final recipient is the current Chilean Davis Cup captain who won singles and doubles gold at the 2004 Olympic tennis event. He played 28 Davis Cup ties between 1996 and 2011 and had a total of 32 victories. Please welcome Nicolas Massu. Gentlemen, if you would all like to come through the middle over here, and we have the presidents on either side. Closer to the cup, Paul? A little bit closer for Francisco. Okay, let's have another round of applause for our 4 Davis Cup Commitment Award winners. And ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to start the official proceedings for the 2016 Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, and I now hand over to Francesco Riccibitti.
Before starting again, felicitaciones, Patricio, Jaime, Nicolas, and Fernando. They have represented their country with great distinction, and they greatly deserve this recognition. Now we go to congratulations to Nicolas for this last weekend victory against Venezuela as a captain. You continue to work in Davis Cup. Thank you. Going to the main job, the draw, I would like to welcome again all of you to this draw, 2016 Davis Cup by BNP Paribas. And I would say that we are still excited. We are coming from a great weekend of Davis Cup. We had qualified, as Craig already said, for the final. Great Britain for the first time since 1978, and Belgium for the first time since 1904. So 2 countries with a lot of tradition, but from a long time away from the final. And I would say that we had 10 tie all open in the last day, and this means something to prove how much it matters to the player when they play to represent their own country. We had a great match, 6 tie won by the visiting team within the 10, and great performance of very young, promising player. I only want to mention 4 that is in my memory. Koric from Croatia, Sok from United States, Vesely from Czech Republic, and other players played so well that they represent their country, and we had open tie everywhere. I was in Glasgow, and the atmosphere was unbelievable, and I was told that it was the same in Belgium. So we are looking forward purely for a great final. I want to congratulate a new country, a newcomer, for the first time in the World Group. This is our tradition during the draw. It's Poland, and congratulations to Poland for being for the first time in the elite of our competition. I have to thank many people now, and first of all, I thank also myself, the Davis Cup Committee. The Davis Cup Committee is a guardian of the competition, is a strategist of the competition. They propose to the board what we have to change, what we have to protect, what we have to continue to do, and it's a great job, and I would like to thank all the members here already mentioned by Craig for their job in favor of the Davis Cup. Second, Davis Cup would not be so important if we would not have a great sponsor, and I would thank again and again our major sponsor, BNP Paribas. Is not only a sponsor of Davis Cup, but is surely the major sponsor in our sport all around the world, and is celebrating the 42nd year of their support to our sport that started with Roland Garros 42 years ago. Thanks BNP Paribas, and thanks also to the other international sponsors, great company like Adecco, Rolex, NH Hotel, and our broadcasting distributor, exclusive distributors, Be-In. We are very grateful to them, and we would like to continue, and we have just renewed, I would like to thank for many years to come, our agreement with Adecco, with Rolex, and we are in a final negotiation with BNP where we are hoping to conclude very soon. I would like to acknowledge that tonight we have the representative of BNP Corporate Banking in Chile, Roberto Simpson, and I will ask him very soon to say a few words on behalf of our major sponsor. But before closing, I would like to be very short. This is the last time that I will attend this draw as a president of the International Tennis Federation after 16 years. It's been a great honor, but with great honors I have the responsibility and the duty to tell you something about Davis Cup. Davis Cup is not only very important in the history of our sport. This competition has been perhaps the most important at some stage in our sport, in our history, but also is important now because it's the only link between the professional game and our national federation that has the major actor in creating and developing players. So please, the last message is protect Davis Cup, make the changes that are necessary, but keep an eye on the principle that Davis Cup represents and the value. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francesco. And may I please now welcome to the stage Mr. Roberto Simpson, Head of Corporate Banking Chile for BNP Paribas.
Thank you. First of all, on behalf of BNP Paribas, I would like to thank the International Tennis Federation for giving me this opportunity to speak today to you on the occasion of this event, the draw ceremony for 2016 Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, which was brought us together here in Santiago for this wonderful evening. Just as tennis has widened its international reach and has become today one of the world's most popular sports, BNP Paribas has also been growing and now reaffirms its signature, the bank for a changing world, With strong roots anchored in Europe's economic history, BNP Paribas supports its customers and employees in today's changing world and has positioned itself as a leading bank in the Eurozone and a prominent international banking institution. Our group does business in more than 75 countries, employing a total of 180,000 people. 560 of them works here in Chile, serving a large number of individuals and corporate clients. Our involvement in tennis started in 1973 and is now, after more than 40 years, one of the longest and most unique relationships in the history of sport. This relationship has enabled us to increase public brand awareness of BNP Paribas across the globe. This passionate commitment goes beyond the simple aim of highlighting our brand. It's definitely part of our DNA. Today, we're the #1 sponsor of all kinds of tennis, professional circuit, wheelchair tennis, junior circuit, and amateur tennis. By no means least, we support charity tennis events, thereby adding a sporting touch to work that BNP Paribas Group undertakes in the field of social responsibility. BNP Paribas enjoys sharing this passion for tennis with all the fans and supporters worldwide. This is the reason for launching Weird Tennis platform. Through weirdtennis.com and the social media associate, Weird Tennis by BNP offers a daily access to all the news information about tennis. More than 1 million people follow this channel. BNP has been partnering tennis with unrivaled enthusiasm and commitment for more than 40 years, and I'm very proud, as corporate bank head of BNP Paribas Chile, to be here today in this event in Santiago. I am myself a huge fan of tennis since my childhood, and although I'm not a good player, I must admit, I learned even further how to love tennis when I started working in BNP Paribas. Once again, it's an honor for BNP Paribas to participate in this championship, and thus we wish the best luck to all participant countries and teams of the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas. Finally, I would like to express to the International Tennis Federation my appreciation for the loyal and trusting relationship which was bound us together in sport for so many years. And I hope that we'll continue this pretty soon. Thank you all for your attention.
Roberto, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, now, for one of the moments we've been all waiting for, I'm handing over to the referee, Soren Friemel, to conduct the draws for the 2016 Davis Cup by BNP Paribas.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And we will start with the Asia Oceania Zone Group 2 draw. The nations participating are Chinese Taipei, Indonesia, Kuwait, Malaysia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Vietnam. And to conduct the draw, I would like to ask Patricio Conejo and Jaime Filol to come on stage. We have 4 seeded nations in this draw, and the seeded nations are #1 seed Chinese Taipei, and the #2 seeded nation is Thailand, the #3 the Philippines, and #4 Indonesia. The #1 seeded nations will be placed on line 1, Chinese Taipei. And the #2 seeded nations, Thailand, will go on line 8. And now we will draw the #3 and the #4, the Philippines and Indonesia, to go on line 3 and 6. With the first nation going on line 3. Philippines. And in the bottom half, go on line 6 we have Indonesia. Now we have a special situation in this group because Philippines and Sri Lanka have played each other in the first round the last 2 years of the Davis Cup competition, and therefore they need to be drawn in different halves. Since Philippines is in the top half, Sri Lanka will be in the bottom half on line 5 or line 7. Sri Lanka will be placed on seven, playing against Thailand.
Choice of ground goes to Thailand.
Choice of ground to Thailand. Now the remaining nations, Kuwait, Malaysia, and Vietnam, will be drawn from top to bottom. Playing against Chinese Taipei. It's Malaysia.
Choice of ground goes to Chinese Taipei.
Playing against the Philippines. It's Kuwait.
Choice of ground goes to the Philippines.
Last but not least, playing against Indonesia. Vietnam.
Choice of ground goes to Indonesia.
Thank you very much. The next group is America's Zone Group 1, and the participating nations are Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and the winner of Barbados and Uruguay, and this tie will be played in October. And to conduct this draw, I would like to ask Juan Maguetz to come on stage, please. Thank you. Here we have 6 nations with 2 seeds. The number 1 seeded nation is Brazil, and number 2 seeded nations Colombia. On line 1, we have Brazil. And on line 8, the number 2 seed, Colombia. Since it's a draw of 8 with 6 nations, the top 2 seeds receive a bye. The remaining nations will again be drawn from top to bottom. Winner of Barbados and Uruguay. Playing against Ecuador. And the choice of ground for this tie will be decided in October after Barbados and Uruguay have played. On line 5, Chile, playing. Not many choices. Against the Dominican Republic.
Choice of ground goes to Chile.
Thank you very much. And the next group will be Asia-Oceania Zone Group 1 with 6 nations. The nations are China, India, Korean Republic, New Zealand, Pakistan, and Uzbekistan. And for this draw, I would like to ask Fernando Gonzalez to come up to conduct the draw. There are two seeded nations in this draw. The number 1 seed is India, and the number 2 seed is Uzbekistan. So India, as the number 1 seed, will go on line 1. And Uzbekistan, as the number 2 seed, on line 8. Also in this group we have a special situation since China and New Zealand have played each other in the first round the last 2 years. So both nations will be drawn in different halves. So we have China and New Zealand. First nation to be drawn will go on line 3. The second one on line 6. On line 3, New Zealand. Therefore, on line 6, China. Now the two remaining nations, Korean Republic and Pakistan, will be drawn on line 4 and 5. First one, playing against New Zealand. Korean Republic playing against New Zealand.
Choice of ground goes to Korea Republic.
And playing against China. Pakistan.
Choice of ground goes to Pakistan.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Europe, Africa, Zone Group 1. There's 12 nations, and the nations are Austria, the winner of Denmark against Sweden, and this tie will also be played in October. Hungary, Israel, Lithuania or Slovenia, Netherlands, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Slovakia, Spain, and Ukraine. For this draw, I would like to ask Nicolas Massoud to come on stage. The seeded nations in this draw are number 1 seed Spain, number 2 Slovakia, number 3 the Netherlands, the number 4 seed is Ukraine. Again, the number 1 seed will be placed on line 1. And the number 2 seed Slovakia on line 16. The 3 and 4 will go on line 5 and 12, so the Netherlands and Ukraine. With the first nation, the top of the half of the draw, the second one on the bottom. Going on line 5. We have Ukraine. In the bottom half, on line 12, the Netherlands. Since we have 12 nations, 4 seats, the 16 draw, the 4 top nations will receive a bye, and the remaining 8 nations will be drawn from top to bottom. On line 3. Romania, playing against. The winner of Lithuania and Slovenia. Choice of ground will again be decided after the tie in October. On line 7. We have Portugal, and Portugal playing against Austria.
Choice of ground goes to Portugal.
Austria playing in Portugal. On line 9. Russia playing against the winner of Denmark and Sweden. Line 13. We have Hungary. Hungary will be playing Israel.
Choice of ground goes to Hungary.
Israel playing in Hungary. Thank you very much. Now, focusing on the world group. We have 16 nations. The nations are Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Canada, the Czech Republic, Croatia, Japan, France, Germany, Great Britain, Italy, Japan, Kazakhstan, Serbia, Switzerland, and the USA. For this draw, I would like to ask the President of the ITF, Francesco Riccibetti, and the representative of BNP Paribas, Roberto Simpson, to come on stage. The seeded nations in the world group are number 1 and number 2 seeds are the finalists of this year's competition in the nations ranking order. So the number 1 seed is Great Britain and number 2 Belgium. The number 3 and 4 are Czech Republic and Switzerland. 5 and 6 France and Argentina. And 7 and 8 Serbia and Australia. The number 1 seeded nation will be placed on line 1, Great Britain, and the number 2 seeded nation, Belgium, on line 16. Now we draw between the Czech Republic and Switzerland, going on line 5 and 12, the number 3 and number 4 seeded nation. The first one going on the top half of the draw. Switzerland in the top half on line 5. Thank you. And Czech Republic in the bottom half on line 12. On line 12. Thank you. France and Argentina on line 7 and 10. first one going on line 7. Argentina. And on line 10, we have France. Number 7 and number 8, Serbia and Australia. First nation on line 3, second nation on line 14. On line 3 on the top half is Serbia, and the bottom half, Australia. Also in this group, we have the situation that Great Britain and USA have played each other in the first round the last 2 years, so they will be drawn in different halves. As Great Britain is the number 1 seed, USA will be drawn in the bottom half on line 9, 11, 13, or 15. United States on line 13, playing against Australia.
Choice of ground goes to Australia.
And in this situation, we also have Canada and Japan, who have played each other in the first round of the last 2 years, so they will also be drawn in the different halves, starting with a nation which will go in the top half of the draw. This is Japan. So that Japan will be in the top half. We need to make a decision on which line, means 2, 4, 6, or 8. So Japan going on line, just one. On line 2, playing against Great Britain.
Choice of ground to be drawn by lot.
Choice of ground drawn by lot. Here we have top and bottom, so whatever is going to be chosen, that nation will have choice of ground. Choice of ground, top, Great Britain will host against Japan. Now we have Canada in the bottom half. Canada will go on 9, line 9, 11, or 15. Line 9, playing against France.
Choice of ground goes to France.
France hosting against Canada. The remaining nations, Croatia, Germany, Italy, Kazakhstan, and Poland, will now be drawn from top to bottom. Playing against Serbia. Kazakhstan.
Choice of ground to be drawn by lot.
A lot. Same procedure. Top again. Serbia hosting against Kazakhstan. Playing against Switzerland. Italy.
Choice of ground goes to Italy.
Italy hosting against Switzerland. Now Argentina. playing against Poland.
Choice of ground to be drawn by lot.
Bottom, which means Poland hosting against Argentina. Now playing against the Czech Republic. It's Germany.
Choice of ground goes to Germany.
Germany hosting against the Czech Republic and against Belgium. Croatia.
Choice of ground goes to Belgium.
Belgium hosting against Croatia. Thank you very much. This will conclude the draw.
Wow, unbelievable matchups. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the draw for the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas for 2016. On behalf of the International Tennis Federation, I thank you very much for joining us here this evening. We look forward to an exciting, thrilling year for the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas in 2016. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.